Hi, my name's Len Joy. My new novel, Everyone Dies Famous, is going to be published in August by BQB Publishing. It's available now in ebook form, and you can go to lenjoybooks.com, and there'll be links to all the places where you can buy it either as an ebook or pre-order the paperback, which will be available in August. I'm going to read to you just the back cover, the introduction to the story, and then the one-page prologue to give you a sense of what the book is about. Everyone Dies Famous is a story from the heartland about the uncommon lives of everyday people, the choices they make, how they live their lives, and how they die. As a tornado threatens their town, a stubborn old man who has lost his son teams up with a troubled young soldier to deliver a jukebox to the wealthy developer having an affair with the soldier's wife. It's July 2003, and the small town of Maple Springs, Missouri is suffering through a month-long drought. Dancer Stonemason, a long-forgotten hometown hero, still grieving over the death of his oldest son, is moving into town to live with his more dependable younger son. He hires Wayne Mesro, an Iraq war veteran, to help him liquidate his late son's business. The heat wave breaks and the skies darken. Dancer tries to settle an old score while Wayne discovers the true cost of his wife's indifference and turns his thoughts to revenge. When the tornado hits Maple Springs, only one of the men will come out alive. Prologue. 7 p.m., July 18th, 2003. Zeke Mesro left his apartment in Crestview Manor as soon as Big John Thomas on KUKU-FM announced, using his serious radio voice instead of his fake hillbilly twang, that they were bringing the bodies to the high school gymnasium. The tornado had arrived from the north, surprising the so-called experts. It cut an equal opportunity path of destruction through Maple Springs, flattening the Black Baptist Church on the west side where Zeke's very white ex-wife used to sing in the choir, and blowing away the sanctimonious Presbyterians on the east side. It pinballed down Main Street, chewing up the Tasty Freeze, Hank Dabney's Esso station, Dr. Monacovel's emergency care clinic, and the Main Street diner, but sparing the useless bank, Crutchfield's boarded-up general store, and the VFW Lodge. As it roared out of this town, it destroyed the Chevy dealership where Zeke's son had once worked, and the fancy townhouse development project Ted Landis was building across the road from Crestview Manor. Zeke wanted to call his son, but Wayne didn't own a cell phone. The road into town was impossible. Uprooted trees, overturned vehicles, chunks of concrete, twisted rebar, and pickup stick configurations of aluminum siding, roof tiles, and wallboard were strewn across the highway. It didn't matter. He couldn't drive anyways. His truck had disappeared. A soft mist hung in the air like a wet fog, and it was eerily quiet as he started walking down the highway to the high school. At the outskirts of town, he saw a man, his dark business suit turned gray with grit, standing in his front lawn, clutching an open briefcase and staring down the road like he was waiting for the bus. A few blocks farther on, an old woman wrapped up in a ratty bathrobe swept brick fragments from her front stoop. The stoop was all that was left of her home. As Zeke turned onto Hill Street, a teenager on an ancient Huffy with a twisted front tire pedaled slowly by, weaving around the debris, his head swiveling like he was trying to figure out which pile of rubble was his home. The high school at the end of Summon Avenue looked untouched. A highway patrol car and Sheriff Patrick Quinlan's cruiser flanked the driveway leading to the front of the school, and there were an ambulance and a fire truck in front of the entrance to the gymnasium. Two men were lifting someone off a stretcher into the ambulance. Sheriff Quinlan leaned against the open door of his car like he needed it for support. Water dripped from the brim of his hat, and his uniform was plastered to his skin. A mud-splattered Silverado rolled past Zeke and stopped at the driveway entrance. There were two body bags in the truck bed. Body bags just like they'd had in Nam. Quinlan waved the truck through. As Zeke approached the sheriff, Quinlan held up his hand. You have to go to City Hall, Zeke. The mayor's handling the missing persons reports. Zeke Mesro frowned. They had been friends once. Thank you for listening. Again, the book is Everyone Dies Famous. If you go to lenjoybooks.com, you can find links for where you can purchase it as a paperback or as an ebook. Thank you very much.